Thank you so much for your patience this morning. Welcome to our webinar, Exciting Transamerica Product Updates with Ames Nesha Catron and Transamerica's Jeremiah Tacker. Today's webinar will be recorded and then later posted on our website. This does mean that all attendees will be automatically muted so that we get a quality recording. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box and we'll try to answer them throughout the presentation. But if we're unable to get to all the questions, we'll have a member of our marketing team reach out to you individually to make sure you get that answered. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join us for our next webinar on Tuesday, September 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Join Ames Nesha Catron for 5 keys to AEP success by registering at yaim.com/training. And with that, I'll hand it over to Nesha so that we can go ahead and get started. Take it away, Nesha.
Thank you. Good morning. I won't be doing much of the speaking today. I'm going to pass it over to Jeremiah Tacker. He is the sales rep for Transamerica. So take it away, Jeremiah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. Always great to be in front of your folks and share some exciting updates. We have a ton of stuff going on, a ton of things happening here at Transamerica, and so excited to share as I'm trying to bring up some different things on the screen here that I can share with you guys here in a little bit. But let's get this thing kicked off. I just want to make sure that over here and that, and we should be good. So I want to start off today by just talking about the final expense product. I think that's our biggest product with the biggest updates right now, and I think has the most relevance right now in just where the industry's going, right? With a quick instant decision, fast 6-digit code underwriting. I mean, or not underwriting, but 6-digit code signature with great underwriting. Those are things that you guys want to know about and need to know about, because that's one of the biggest products that we have right now. So I'm going to start off, if I can get this to go in front. These screens are starting to overlap. There we go. See this, and we'll share my screen. There you guys go. So you guys can see the Transamerica FE Express, and I think I have a full hour here. So if I do, we'll try to take some questions on this as well as we have them. But for a lot of this may take the full hour to get through a lot of the highlights, and even with all of our products coming and what we have available. So as we start out, type in your questions. I don't know if you can come off mute. If you can't, that's fine. Just type in your questions. I'll definitely answer those. But to give you a little background on myself, I've been in the industry for 19 years. I have worked primarily with Transamerica for a majority of that time. For probably 12 to 13 of those years, I've been with Transamerica. The other 6 of those years were in the field. So I was a personal producing agent in the field for several years. And from there, I kind of started to have connections, build relationships, and became more of an expert in my field, and started to kind of recruit and train and grow an agency, which was awesome. I had a great time doing it. Fortunately, some things happened, and I had to step away from that. But I found a great spot back here with Transamerica in a great role where I get to share a lot of these updates with you all, which is great. I love the things we're doing. Love the fact that I have some say in some of the things that we're doing. And not only do I have those things, I get to support you guys 100% in what we're doing here at Transamerica. So a lot of exciting things to share today. One's going to be the new Transamerica FE Express solution. I don't know why I keep calling it new, because it's been, I think it's been out for almost a year now. But with all the updates and changes that we've done to it to try to make this one of the top FE products out there, it seems like over the last year we've done something new almost every quarter to this thing, and it's all been good, right? And it's nothing that should scare you guys away from, oh, we're always changing it, right? No, I think the changes are slowly starting to dissipate, but we have taken all of your feedback, And we'll continue to take that feedback and try to make this product what we can to make it the best out of everything that you guys delivered to us. But before I get into that, I do want to quickly share just some contact info. Right, it's always nice. I know you guys have your team there, and definitely utilize them. That's who you should be going to first, no matter what. But I do want to make sure you guys have me and my team and our sales support number, because they can be very beneficial to help you, right? They can be great secondary contacts for you outside of your organization there. And definitely to have contacts inside of such a large company like Transamerica is always helpful. I know from being in the field, having those direct contacts are always nice. And so what I want to share is my information there. You have my personal cell phone. You can call or text me there with my email, my office email. You also have 2 internal wholesalers that work with me, James and Jason. That's our direct office lines and emails. I just ask you to reach out to any of us because of my travel schedule and webinar schedule and training and all that stuff. Give me, I try to get back to you faster than this, but give me at least 24 hours to get back to you. Same with James and Jason. Right? They don't do any travel or any webinars, but again, they're constantly working emails that come into the team. They're making outbound calls to try to, share the updates and product relevance to our agents, and also handling inbound calls that come into the sales desk. So give us 24 hours, but if you need quick, fast assistance, that 866 number up top there goes into our sales team, and they can help out with things like if you need a quick quote, or you need an illustration, help running an illustration, or you need to know how to navigate the portal, or you have a product question, or you need an agent guide or underwriting guide or something of that nature. That number gets you into a queue of, I think, 13 or 14 individuals that we have working on that team, and they can help you take care of those things that's needed in a quick, easy, concise manner, right? Where maybe me, James, or Jason may take a little bit of time to get back with you, and you might need that quick, fast, in a hurry. So definitely utilize this all. Utilize this as you need us and what you need us for. So definitely here to help. I'm going to kind of jump through this product a little bit. I'm not going to go through the full deal. This would be an hour presentation in its own, and I want to talk about the IUL and the term and some of the things coming up there as well for you guys, so that just it's going to be a lot of information. So please try to soak it all in, ask your questions, and definitely don't hesitate to reach out to the sales support team or me and my team so we can help you. But with this new FE product, there's a lot to share. And these bullet points are a big part of it, right? We are underwriting clients now, where we're getting more clients approved and more clients approved day 1 coverage. And that's huge, right? That's what you're looking for in a final expense carrier. Not just who can I write them with, it's who can I write them with and get them approved. It's not only that even, it's who can I write them with and get them approved and get them day 1 coverage, right? Immediate death benefit. And we're doing that. And I'll share that here in a minute. This product is our first instant decision e-app, which is, it's been going great, right? This product is off the charts and blown up over the last, even the last couple of months with some of the changes that we made with underwriting, the signature process. I mean, this product just continues to go up and up and up the ladder, right? For that instant decision, guys, this application is 8 minutes long. That's what the average agent takes to write this application, 8 minutes. I'm gonna kind of walk through the process a little bit, but I want you guys to imagine this. If you can imagine an application where you're answering personal history questions, health and lifestyle questions, right? 2 to 3 minutes tops, you're going through those with the client, okay? Once you do that, they sign, you have an instant decision. You're going to know right then and there if they are approved or not. And that's a decision. That's not just an approval where it goes to an underwriter and they issue it, right? It is issued business, right? They are approved, they have a decision, they are covered, right? In that 2 to 3 minutes. And then what we do is then we ask all the non-relevant stuff to getting you a decision, right? Like the beneficiary information and the bank account information and how they want to pay and all those things, right? We ask those things afterwards. That takes you the other 5 or 6 minutes, right? And then you sign again, the app is complete, you're good, right? And we draft, you get paid, and we do all the things you want us to do, right? So that's how this app is rolling through, and the instant decision is a huge benefit to this final expense, and it's coming to more of our products. I'll share with you that here in a minute. Our rates are very competitive, right? They're not number one. You know, that's not what we want. I mean, yes, it's what we want, but it's not what we really tailored this in. We wanted to get all the things that we wanted in it and still make it competitive. And to give you guys a heads up, we're probably $8 to maybe $10 more expensive than the top rate, right? Can't overcome some of the things that we're doing to make this product ease of business and very easy for your clients, you, and get you an approval fast. But a very quick application, and you know, that instant decision, those rates are there competitive wise with all the things that we're doing. You know, we're giving you higher face amounts and issue ages that are higher on this product than most of the carriers, right? Ease of doing business with some of the things I already spoke about, as well as brand strength. You see the pyramid there on the screen. Our signature process is a 6-digit code PIN to sign, which I'm going to walk through here in a minute. And then we offer true Social Security billing. Guys, a lot of carriers offer true Social Security billing, but not true Social Security billing. We're drafting same day, and we allow the Direct Express card as well. So that's a huge factor. The other big factor is this bottom bullet point here. Guys, we have Everest. So Everest is a funeral planning, concierge service. It's built into this application. Okay. When we rolled this out, you know, we were so hyped up on the FE that we didn't do a whole lot of training on the Everest. People were finding out about it. Finally, we started promoting it. Agents started promoting it and finding out that clients actually really want this. You know, we kind of knew that. That's why we added Everest in, but the agents didn't know that. How much clients really want this Everest funeral planning package, right? And there's other carriers like Everest out there, but Everest just is different. And that's why we went with them, right? We went with them because they're different, right? They do have a lot more things available than other services like them have. And they are exclusive to Transamerica. You're only going to find them on our products, okay? And right now, they're on this FE Express, and they're on one of our IUL products. But the benefits to this are real simple, right? Your beneficiary, your clients themselves, get 24/7, 365 access to the Everest team and their funeral directors, which is huge. It's always nice to have a licensed funeral director on your side when you're talking about funeral arrangements, and I'll explain why here in a minute. Also, your clients have access to a secure document storage piece called Tenzing. It has a lot of documents in there, including will preparation and healthcare directives, but also space where you can share other information for your beneficiaries, right? Like your other, if you have other life insurance policies, or if you have investment opportunities, or social media accounts, or bank account information, right? All those things can be stored out there because it's secure document storage. Everest doesn't have access to it. Transamerica doesn't have access to it. The client is the only one that has access to it, and they can give it out to up to 5 people, right? They can give their access out to up to 5 people, and they can identify, you know, of those 5 people, what they want those people to have specific access to, which is also unique to Everest. So that's huge for your clients, right? How about your beneficiaries? Because they go through, you know, the biggest and tough time, right? Because they're the one that has to take care of everything when you pass away, right? So your beneficiaries also have 24/7, 365 access to the Everest team and the funeral directors, which is big because they can go to bat on behalf of you, your beneficiaries, at those funeral homes to bring costs down and to get things that you want as part of the process or the funeral arrangements, right? They can do those things. With that, again, and I want to stress that Everest isn't going to pay for the funeral, or they're more there for support, guidance, and budgeting, right? They can help you budget using the death benefit that you received from your loved one, right? That's what they're there for. They're there to go to bat for you, right? That's the biggest piece I find most intriguing, is going to bat for you, working on price negotiation, things you want as part of the funeral. They can do all those things. Also, for your beneficiaries, the second biggest thing I will say is for them is the price finder tool. Why do I think the price finder tool is so great? Because it helps lock down some funeral homes. And what's big about that? Well, did you know there are more funeral homes than car dealerships in the US right now? There are more. That's a lot. Also, the funeral homes set their own pricing. So you could go to a funeral home 2 minutes from your house and it might be one set of options this price. You could go to one 5 miles down the road. It could be the same set of options for a different price, whether it's less expensive, more expensive, around the same, but they set their own pricing. And what Everest can do with the price finder tool is your beneficiaries can give them the zip code of where you're being buried or where the client's being buried or set the rest. And what they can do when that happens, they can bring up to 8 funeral homes side by side to show you all the services that they have access to and the cost of those services, so that you know you're getting the best deal before you even walk into that funeral. And that's important because final expense isn't always the most death benefit, right? You have to be very strategic, and that's what Everest can help you do with the budgeting and strategize what you need, what you don't need, what you want. Maybe go to bat for you if something's out of cost range, you need to put it back in cost range, so they can do that stuff. The last thing that I believe is most important is the fact that we have a expedited claims process with Everest. So with the final expense, if your loved one were to pass away, we're going to expedite up to $25,000 of that death benefit out within 3 business days. Okay? That's fast. My sister-in-law, when her husband passed away a year ago, took her over a month to get it back, get that death benefit. We can give it to you in 3 days, so it can be used for what it was intended to bury your loved one, put him to rest or her to rest, right? The other thing, guys, and this is my take on this, is I believe that Everest, it's not the final expense. Final expenses are a lot of the same, right? Pricing and all this stuff, they're all fast and they all have the instant, they all have all the stuff. But Everest, I think, helps not only you make the sale and close the sale, I think it helps keep the sale on the books. And that's the big thing as well. I think it helps those things. And the reason I think that is because with what I'm hearing from agents on how much clients are loving this Everest, I think there's someone comes in behind you and tries to sell them a cheaper product without Everest, I don't think they're going to take it. Now, I can't guarantee that, but I don't think they're going to take it if you do a great job of selling Everest. That's why I want to give you those bullet points. Make sure you had them. Briefly, I want to run over the product. Again, it's the Transamerica FE Express solution is the product name. Okay. We have a select and graded rating. Select is issue ages 18 to 85. Minimum 5,000. Maximum 50,000 for ages 18 to 75. That's big. A lot of carriers, none of them go up to age 75 for 50,000. And a lot of carriers start to tear down, right? The death benefit, the max death benefit you could have the older the age gets. And none of them go down to age 18. I think the earliest one starts at like age 40. So a lot of opportunities for you there. And then we round that out for 76 to 85 with a max of 25,000. Now the graded death benefits, issue ages are 18 to 80. Max is 5,000, and minimum is 5,000. Sorry, maximum is 25,000 for all ages. With the graded guys, we do have a death benefit, payouts waiting period. So it's 2 years. So if the client were to pass away within that 2 years, they would receive, your beneficiaries would receive return of premium plus 10%. After it started that 3rd year, they would get full death benefit. We have some riders on the policy you can take a look at. Contracting, if you guys are not contracted with us, want to get contracted with us, I can tell you right now that we are back within normal processing times. We were out of it for a little bit, but we're back in that 2 to 3 day turnaround time. We are in all states except for Guam, Puerto Rico, New York, and Virgin Islands. Now, if you're getting contracted though in Pennsylvania and California that you see up there, Pennsylvania, you do need to pay the $15 license fee before we can fully contract you and you can write business in that state. That is a Pennsylvania deal, not a Transamerica deal, but make sure you contact your team there or your team or our contracting team, get the EFT form so you can pay that $15, they can get you fully contracted. California does have a 4-hour training course you need to complete. If you have questions on that, you can reach out to our contracting team to they can let you know where to do that. Where to find that, it should come up in your when you get your license, so you should complete that, I believe, when you get your license here in California. But if you didn't and you need that, our team can help you out. I'm sure your team there can, but we would need that sent in to us before we can fully contract you in California as well. So underwriting, we make it very easy for you to underwrite and do field underwriting. If field underwriting, you see there, most likely select if all medical conditions, lifestyle factors, and height and weight is select. Most likely graded if you have one medical condition, height and weight, or lifestyle factor that's graded. And then most likely decline if you have one of those, a decline. Make it really easy, and I say most likely because we do a Milliman background check. So we are going to find anything and everything. So I know some clients try to get around that and maybe not honest about everything, or a lot of them do honestly just forget what they have, right? And so we do our due diligence with Milliman to capture everything and make sure that we're giving you the best decision that we can. Now, to look at the underwriting, I want to go through this real quick. Bring that up on the screen here. That's the wrong one. Here we go. There we are. You can see the current slide. I don't know why I didn't go to the current slide here, but that's okay. We'll get there. All right, so single conditions, right? We have our single condition chart here. Guys, things like congestive heart failure, we're looking at clients that they've ever had it and giving them day one coverage. Same with COPD, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Sleep apnea is another one. If you've ever had that, again, select day one. Diabetes is a big one, and we take literally everything. Diabetes with insulin, peripheral vascular disease, neuropathy, retinopathy, or kidney disease. I know it says within 2 years, ignore that. It's ever is select day one. And same with heart attack and heart disease. Ignore the 12 months, it's ever, and again, it's select. Guys, those are big. Those are the big five that I call single conditions, where a lot of other carriers are not going to take them day one, where we will. So definitely look at us in those situations. Just give you some examples of unrelated medical conditions. So you got this client who would have COPD, diabetes with neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. A lot of carriers are looking at this and saying, oh, they have 4 conditions. Rack them up and call them ROP or graded, right? They're gonna ship you off to an ROP or graded condition or rating. Transamerica is not. On unrelated, we look at them separately. Especially, none of these conditions have anything to do with each other. So we're looking at these separately. All of them are select in our underwriting guide. So if the Milliman report comes back clean, then we would underwrite this client and give them an approval for day one select coverage, which is huge. Because like I said, a lot of carriers are looking at ROP or graded for this many conditions. This client who has diabetes with neuropathy, lupus, and emphysema, this client, same thing. Again, they are all unrelated. They're all select in our underwriting guide. So if the Milliman report comes back clean, this client again would get approved day one select coverage. This is my favorite one, just because it includes congestive heart failure. So this client has congestive heart failure along with, now I'm saying along with, because just congestive heart failure alone, most carriers are going to put you right into an RFP rate. Transamerica is not. We see it select in our underwriting guide. And combined with Parkinson's, depression, and Crohn's disease, which are all unrelated, the Milliman report comes back clean. This client, again, is going to get select day one coverage. We made some changes, so things, I kind of made this sound like we'll take just about anybody, right? But I don't want it to seem like that because I don't want you guys throw anybody out here and then sharing that, it's not getting done, right? So we are hard on things like alcohol and drug use, right? We are hard on those things, okay? We are hard on things like cancer, right? I think you got to be 2 years free just to get graded, 4 years to get select. So, and hospitalization is another one. I don't think we're super hard on it because I'm going to share with you, like right here, it's highlighted. If they're hospitalization 2 or more nights within 12 months, it's a decline. Right, but you look at the flip side of it and you say, well, if they've never been hospitalized, they're good. If they were just hospitalized overnight, they're good. And if they were hospitalized for 2 or more nights, but it was more than a year ago, then they're good. So you look at the bright side of things, which I try to do every day, you see that there are a lot of opportunities, even with hospital, even though I say we're tough on it with 2 or more nights within 12 months, where there's a lot of opportunity there. The other thing is our comorbidities, so our related medical conditions. We were super hard not too long ago on these, right? You can see that. Look at this list. This is prior to what we're doing now, right? As of today, this is prior to how we look at clients. Those single condition clients, those are unicorns. You don't run across those very often. But then you run across a client with 2 conditions, and we're saying 2 related conditions, and we're saying, oh, graded, maybe a decline. There's 14 of them here. 4 of them are graded, 10 of them are declined. We're not helping you, we're not helping your clients, we're not helping us. How do we do that? We in our underwriting go back and look at these. Right? These first 4, they bump them all the way up to select. And those are some big ones. COPD and stroke. CHF and diabetes and stroke. Those are big conditions, really conditions, guys, that not a lot of companies are going to look at select for. We're one of less than a handful, guaranteed. You take the next 4 here. We take these 4 declines here next, and I'm telling you, we get graded, and select. And we take things like diabetes and renal failure graded now. When I was in the field, that was always a GI, 100%. Now you can still write GI with it, and you would have back then because our graded rates were so high and nobody could afford them. We have since July 17th of this year in 2025, we repriced our graded rates. Now they are more competitive and in most cases better than GI. Plus, you got to remember with our graded product, you're getting the Everest plan. So your clients are still getting Everest with our graded plan. That's a huge benefit to them. So don't go GI, go graded if you need to with us, and you get your client Everest. Now, those of you on that have written business for a while, these last 6 here are, I don't know if anybody's taken them, honestly. Let's be honest. They're unhealthy, right? Not a lot of companies are taking them. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Well, we're going to add to that list because we're not only bumping these, just 1 to a graded, we're giving you selects on these clients, all 6 of them. And those are, there's combos there where those clients are pretty unhealthy, and we're going to take them day 1. Now, again, you got to watch the hospital. I just mentioned that you got to watch the hospital stay right in there. Plenty of opportunity for them to be okay, but there may be a spot if they were in hospital for 2 or more nights than last year where they might turn one of these selects into a decline because of that. So you got to watch that. But if that is not the case, you see that we took these 14 from 4 graded and 10 decline to 3 graded and 11 select. That is huge changes in underwriting. We are changing the game in underwriting, and we're the first to do it. And we know we're going to get this business, so definitely bring it to us. But we did this, and the process changes and the instant decision and the text to sign, all those features, we did that to help earn more of your business. Not just this, but all of your business, right? I know that's not possible that we'll earn all of it, but I think we can earn more of it than we ever have before, and I think this is going to be a big part of it. Now, there are 5 we couldn't make decisions on yet, but are still looking at, right? They're listed here. We also are still looking at things like chronic memory and memory loss, where it's only a decline now if it's within the last 2 years. If it's outside that time frame, we can get them covered. And we're looking at more changes. Right, so I want to jump back out of this now, real quick. And I want to jump into, I'm not going to really walk through the process. I already did because I only have an hour. And I want to make sure that we get through some of the other products as well. But I'm going to skip down here. I do want to take you through just the new signature process and where you go to get this application. Now that I've got your attention, I would assume if you do final expense, probably got your attention. I want to show you, you can go out to our portal here at secure.transamerica.com. Again, that's secure.transamerica.com. And you see, once you log in, you don't have to log in anything else. We have all of your tabs here that you would ever need. Anything you want to find is going to be out here regarding Transamerica. If you need help navigating this, our sales support team can walk you through this very easily. What I'm going to share with you guys is where to go. Where do you go to write this new FE Express? Well, we literally made it really easy for you. We named the tab you need to go to the product name. So our product name is Transamerica FE Express Solution. That's what we named the tab. When you go out to our portal, you're looking for the tab that says Transamerica FE Express Solution. When you do that, you can launch. You'll find that tab and hit launch. When you launch, it's going to take you to a new portal, and you're going to be able to quote it, pre-qualify the client, and write a new application, all right here. Very simple. Okay, it's going to take you 8 minutes to do that. Okay, very quick, very easy. If you go to that right tab, if you're going to that Transamerica FE Express Solution tab, name of the product, go out there, click launch, and go start writing that business. Now, well, actually, let's jump into the signature. I want to talk about the signature. So the in-person signature, if you do in-person, is super simple. Literally walks you through everything you need to do right there in front of the client. So it's very super simple. The new 6-digit code text to sign for those of you that are virtual. Oops, I think I got a. No, 1 second. I think I gotta go. Oh, I should be able to go right here. Sorry, I was down there on the tab and then it didn't go like I wanted to. So sorry about that. There we go. Now let's go to current slide. There we go. All right. So this is how our signature method works for those that are virtual. You can do it still email. We also have a text version available for you as well. So what this is going to do when this screen comes up in the application, you're going to get it twice. Because when you do the application, I'm going to show you where you can go practice this application here in a minute, right? It's going to come up twice. It's going to come up once after you do 2 to 3 minutes of health, lifestyle, and personal questions. And then it's going to come up at the end so that, the first one's going to be able to run the MIB so we can get them instantly approved. The second one's just going to be to authorize the draft and put the policy in place, right? So this is what comes up. It's going to happen twice. So you're going to go through the same thing twice. and It'll give you 2 different codes, but you're going to choose text message. And it's going to send your client 2 text messages simultaneously from a 469 area code. Give me a second. Let me take a drink here. Again, you're going to get, when you hit that text, it's going to simultaneously send 2 text messages to your client from a 469 area code. One text is going to have the 6-digit PIN in it, and the other text is going to have a link. You're going to tell them to locate the text with the PIN code, and you're going to have them give you that PIN code. Because you're going to be looking at a screen like this. And you're going to read the script to them. They're going to give you that PIN code. You're going to type that in, and you're going to agree to sign for your client there. Okay, you're going to do that twice. Again, once after the help questions and then once at the end. So you'll do that twice. You'll get 2 different codes. That means you're going to get 4 text messages throughout the application with 2 different PIN codes. First one will be here, then you'll do the next one at the end. And they can go back and click on that link in the second text message whenever they would like. That's going to allow them to review their documents and make sure everything's correct. Same thing with email. Just instead they're getting an email with the information, with the code and the link. You want them to give you the code. Again, you read that script, you put in the code, agree to sign for your client. That's super simple. As easy as 1, 2, 3, guys. Very simple for your clients, made it very easy for them. Now, a couple things. I want to show you where you can go to practice this. So if you're watching this today or in the future, go ahead and scan this QR code. I'll give you a second here while I grab another drink of water to scan that QR code on the screen right now. Okay, screen going away in 3, 2, 1. I think if I can find it. There we go. You're going to come up with a portal like this. Guys, this is a kind of what I would call when I was in the field a recruiting portal. Right? It's a portal that you don't have to log into. Right? You have a link. You can share that with any agents you're bringing on. You can share that with anybody. Right? But what this can do for you, and it helps you recruit, right? It gives you all the information on our new FE Express product, that portal. What you can do with this is if you scroll down to these little, I don't know, paper-looking things. Here, you look on Trading Resources. You click on the link down here that says Brokerage TAN. When you do that, it takes you to a CE course. What looks like a C course. Sorry, not a C course. What looks like a C course. It's not. You don't have to do anything with this, but it's good to let new agents run through this. It's a high-level overview. If they start it, they'll walk them through the FE Express and the digital selling experience and all that. Or you can go out here individually and click on the certain ones you want to learn more about. But for you guys, the nice thing is right down here we have 2 different sandboxes. We have an in-person sales sandbox practice feature that you guys can utilize to practice that if you're in-person sales. And if you're a remote virtual sales, you can also go out and use the sandbox to practice. So definitely useful to do before going and meeting with the client. All right, so let's jump into the next screen here. A couple of things just so you're not caught off guard in the home. Okay, when you're in the home right now with this application, if you're, depending on when you're listening to this, but right now as of today, September 9th is the date today, we do not allow third-party payers or the owner insured to be different on the application. Okay, so do not allow those right now at time of issue. Now, by the end of 2025, yes, will we? Yes, we are currently in the process of making those changes right now. It's where you can do it at the time you're doing the application. For now, however, until those changes are done, you can change it after it is issued and we have drafted the first premium. So it's always issued same day, but when we draft the premium, that's when you're able to call in then and do a third-party payer. You're able to, I had a glitch here. I want to make sure I'm still sharing my screen. Looks like I am, so good. All right, had a little glitch there. I just want to make sure. You can do that after the fact, right? Once we draft it and the policy is issued, then you can add a third-party payer. You can change the owner if you want, just for now, for a few months here, and then you'll be able to do that at time of application, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. The other big thing I wanted to make sure you guys are aware on the FE Express. So that portal that I showed you, when you click launch to the Transamerica FE Express solution, once you do that, doesn't mean that you're out of my hands, but we do have an FE Express support team. They can handle anything. Once you hit the launch button, they handle everything from there. Okay, they're experts in it, and they can help you. The number is 800-453-1448. Again, 800-453-1448. You can call them from the application technical support, dashboard support, Enforce, claim support. They can help handle all those things. Now, if you're not getting the support you need from them, you can reach out to us. I can reach out to them on your behalf and help you out with that, but they do a phenomenal job. I don't have many of those requests come back to me, so you should be able to reach out to them and get anything done that you need. Now, a couple of things I wanted to share with you guys. One is for underwriting. I do have a paper cheat sheet. So we don't have a paper application. We designed one, and this kind of this basically mirrors the e-app. So all the questions here, underwriters went through and told you what is going on. Gives you all of our knockout questions, right? Talks about who's a smoker, how we look at DUIs or DWIs, right? How we look at those, and it gives you, all the medical questions, how we're looking at those as well. If they're select, graded, decline, when, those are select, graded, or decline, and walks through all that with you guys. So it's a nice little cheat sheet that I'll make sure I share, or your contacts there, the AIM can share with you for sure. They should have that. The other thing is, let's see if I got it up here, our trip. So you guys qualify for this trip as well as being agents with Transamerica. This is our top trip. We do one trip a year for our top agents. We're this year or next year, they qualify this year. We're going to the brand new Montage in Cabo, Mexico. Again, all of our products that are available to you guys, which is everything. If you write one and issue it, it does count towards the production to qualify for this trip. And we do take it all the way out to December 31st. The convention dates are April 12th to the 16th. So mark those on your calendar. And again, it does take at least $100,000 in premium to qualify for the trip. Okay, it doesn't get you on the trip, it qualifies you for the trip because we take our top trips, we take our top 40 to 60 agents. But in light of that, I will tell you, I know a lot of agents, even in the past, that have done just over that 100K and have qualified and have gone on the trip. Okay, so you're not out of it, knowing this is our top trip and that Transamerica is a larger company. Definitely not out of it. You have the same opportunity. Definitely hit the qualification and see if we can get you there for sure. We'd love to have you down there. Since we do one trip, we put all our eggs in our basket on this one trip, and we try to make it a phenomenal time. And we have been successful 100% of the time, I feel. And I've been on them as an agent. I've also been on them as a representative of Transamerica, and we do one phenomenal job at these trips. So I have about 15 minutes left. I want to talk a little bit about the term real quick. Then I'm going to talk about the IUL. Actually, I'm going to talk about IUL first, because IUL first is what I want to do here, because these are our IUL products that we have for you guys. There we go. So we have two IUL products for Transamerica right now. Okay, we have a financial foundation IUL, or FFIUL as I call it, and we have a financial choice IUL, or FCIUL. Right, your FFIUL is going to be more for that middle market. Right, it's going to give you still that death benefit with growth potential, tax-free income, tax advantages. But you're going to want to fund more of this at target premium or more, right? You can go to max funding, but we found this is more at target. Premiums are going to be target solves. I mean, it's going to be a lower premium amount, probably I would say $15,000 a year and under is where you're going to want to put this product in, from a premium standpoint. And your clientele is probably looking at this in more or less like age ranges of like 0 to 40, at the max 45. But it does have a long-term care rider on it, which is beneficial, I believe, to have it on a life insurance policy for all the additional advantages you get with that. We also do have the Everest rider on this one, as I mentioned on the FE Express, and we do have living benefits on this one as well. Now with the FCIUL, it's a little bit different, right? That's more for your high-end clientele, your doctors, your lawyers, your high net worth foreign nationals, your business owners, right? It's going to give you more options to do like short pay premiums or like a Roth IRA alternative. We can do like that, or like 5, 7, 10 pay options for this. It's built for more maximum funding over short durations, right? $15,000 and more a year is what we're looking at. This does have living benefit. It does have a persistency credit, which you can look into or call our team and ask more about, and does offer index loans as well, which can be an advantage there. Now, the reason I talk about the IUL is because, one, you guys have a unique advantage here this last month since you're on a webinar with me, but we had an IUL incentive that we are doing in the second quarter. We rolled it over into the third quarter, so that's why it says April through June. I didn't save the new one, but it's the same contest, right? It's not really a contest, incentive for you. And it works in two different ways for two different agents out there, right? So if you have not written an IUL product with Transamerica since January 1st of 2022, and you write your first one with Transamerica since that time or before, we're going to give you $500 in bonus money. Okay, it does have to be a minimum face of 100,000 and is not available in New York. But if you're an agent who has not done an IUL policy since January 1st of 2022 and you write your first one, we're going to give you $500. Then if you happen to write 4 more, we're going to give you $200 each for those. So $800 for those, which in total would pay you out, if you have not done one since January 1st of 2022, $1,300 in bonus cash on top of your commissions. Now that's big, guys, that's big. And I don't know if we're going to extend this into the fourth quarter. So it ends this month. This is the last month of the third quarter. I mean, that's crazy to think about how fast this year has gone, but we are on the last month of the third quarter. So if you want to hit this, go do that. Get that bonus money. Now, for those of you that have done an IUL policy since January 1st of 2022, you're not out. I'm sad to say you don't get the $500 for your initial one. I'm sorry to say that or break the news, but you still qualify if you write 5. You wouldn't get it for your first one, but your second, third, fourth, and fifth one, we give you $200 each for, and a total of $800. So you could get $800 in bonus cash on top of your commissions for writing IULs with us. And the other big thing, an announcement coming up here in about, oh man, it's going to be, I think, end of October. If there's no delays, somewhere around the end of October, we are launching an IUL instant decision product. Okay, again, IUL instant decision should be launching, hopefully, there's no delays, at the end of October. It's going to have a similar platform as the FE Express, right? There'll be a little more details to it. It's not going to be an 8-minute application. It's going to be a little bit longer, but there'll be a few more details because it's an IUL. But it will have the 6-digit code signature process, like I shared with you on the FE Express. It also will have living benefits on it. So a huge, huge deal there. It's very competitive. Target premiums are going to be very, very competitive. So you're going to see, a huge, huge change in those target premiums and how much better we are over other carriers, which means, again, more commissions for you guys, right? So that's better. Also within helping your clients with that IUL and protecting their future. So that is what I have on the IUL, the FE. Last one I want to talk about is the term. So I want to jump out of here and bring up the term. And let's just start right here. So I'm going to share this screen here. Guys, we have 2 term products as well. Okay, we have what we call our Trendsetter Super. Okay, that's our basic term product. Okay, so that is priced very competitive, right, against any carrier. Because if carrier only offers LB, living benefits, we're going to beat them. We beat most carriers in their basic term as well. Okay, so if you're coming up against competition and need to get your client in the Transamerica policy, the Trendsetter Super is the one you need to go for. But we also have a living benefits product as well. So a term with living benefits. It has the chronic, critical, and terminal illnesses on it. Okay, that one obviously is not going to be competitive against all carriers because all carriers don't have an LB, but it will be very competitive against carriers who do carry a term living benefits product. Right, and with the critical or with the terminal, right? If you go to the doctor, they say you have less than 12 months to live, then you can accelerate the terminal illness. The critical illness is going to be for your heart attacks and strokes and things like that. You can file a claim and accelerate the death benefit there. The chronic illness is going to be if you can't perform 2 of the 6 ADLs, like bathing, toileting, eating, continence, dressing, all those things, right? If you can't perform 2 of those, then you can file a claim with Transamerica in that regard. The way that kind of works, guys, with the LB is the fact of we're going to identify and review the medical records and basically base what we accelerate, how much we accelerated the death benefit out to you based on the severity of illness and life expectancy. So we have mild, moderate, severe. So obviously the more severe and the lower the life expectancy, the more the payout. The less severe and the higher the life expectancy, the lower the payout. Right? So the client doesn't have a choice. We're going to review the medical records, review the severity, calculate the life expectancy, all that in with our actuaries, and they will pay out an amount to you. The nice thing is you get that amount in a lump sum, and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. The other nice thing is that there's still death benefit remaining on the policy. You can keep it in force, pay the new premium based on the new face amount, now that you accelerated the death benefit, and still utilize it for another event if that happens to happen to you. So a lot of good things there. Also coming with the term, guys, early next year, we're going to roll out with a term instant decision product as well. So early in 2026, talking first quarter, we're going to have a term instant decision product. So you guys will have a full portfolio of instant decision products with Transamerica, as well as simplified issue, fully underwritten. So depending on where you are face amounts and things like that, it could be instant decision, or it could be simplified issue, or might move into a fully underwritten product. So, and we'll break those down as they come out. But guys, we have a lot of things going on. A couple of things that'll be nice for you. I'm going to go away from here and go back out. Guys, so you can also use our term software as well. So this is a nice term link here. You can see it up top. It's lifesales.transamerica.com. Guys, that's huge. This you can utilize from your phone. You can quote a Trendsetter Super or Living Benefits product with Transamerica. Again, for that FE Express, you got to go out to the portal. Our IUL and a Lifetime Whole Life, you're going to have to go out to the portal. But our term product we have out here as well, and something you can use you can do right from your phone. We also have more sites. This, like I said, these recruiting sites, this is for the FE Express. I'm going to show you one here this one's for the Financial Foundation at FFIUL, if it opens up here. So here we have another kind of recruiting portal for you to utilize. If you need to, has all the information for you to share with other agents and talk to them about and maybe recruit them to be on your team. We have one again for the FCIUL. That's at high net worth. So if you run across an agent that's really big in that, again, you got a lot of illustrator help, just resources, trainings, like all that stuff out here. And then our last one, we have the term. We have a term toolkit as well, where you can utilize this to look at our term agent guides, run a quote, get some videos, some training, all that stuff. So we have a lot of those things for you guys as well out here. So ton of stuff going on with Transamerica right now. I wanted to share that with you. At this point, do we have any questions come up at all that we wanted to go over? Or if we needed to end, I can definitely wish you all a blessed week and go from there. So I just thank you for having me on. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully, a lot of this sparked maybe things you didn't know, maybe things that you might have heard or got some more information on that you're excited about and ready to get out there and earn some bonus cash or write some business with Transamerica on the trip, or just take advantage of our awesome FE Express product that we have right now. So, and look forward to those things, those other two products, instant decision products coming out later this year and early next year. So with that, I am all wrapped up. I appreciate you guys. Is there any final questions or anything else that I can answer before I let you go?
Not at the moment, but I will follow up with you if there are. I'll forward some emails if they come in. I do thank you for this, taking the time out of your day to do this. This was a very good webinar. And yeah, with that, we'll pop off because we got to jump into another meeting.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a blessed week and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.
You, you too. Bye.